automotive sector has been meeting us, both as industry and also individually, who came and spoke to us about it. I'm glad to tell you a few things about the responses that we've given in this matter. The BS4 vehicles was a big issue. A lot of companies had provided and started producing, and they are producing it even now. There was this confusion because government wanted to make an announcement as regards encouraging electric vehicles, encouraging electric batteries, and so on. So that confusion we want to dispel completely. BS vehicles which are purchased as up to 31.3, oh God, that reads 30, 31.3.20. We didn't intend till 2030. It is 2020. So BS4 vehicles which are purchased up to 2020 March will all remain operational for their entire period of registration. So it's not as if from 2020 BS4 vehicles are all off the road, not at all. As long as their registration is on, they will be allowed and they will be as good as any other vehicle. The next point, very important again, the revision of one-time registration fee. There was really a lot of heartburn, understandably, on the registration fee being asked up front and so on. We have deferred it till June 2020. There is no need on that to have any worry. The next is, importantly, because inventories are stocking up and piling up in car manufacturing companies. Today, you get a 15% depreciation on them. An additional 15% depreciation on all vehicles, not only this, not only that, on all vehicles, to increase it to 30% acquired during the period from now till March 2020. All vehicles acquired, irrespective of the type, any vehicle acquired from now till March of 2020 will benefit from an additional 15% depreciation, so taking it to a total of 30% depreciation on all of them. We move over to the next. Both EVs and the internal combustion vehicles will continue to be registered. So the fear that what happens to my BS4 vehicle need not be in anybody's mind. The government's focus will be on setting up infrastructure for development of ancillaries and components, including batteries for export. But both EVs and ICVs will continue to be registered. The next one, in order to boost demand, government shall lift the ban on purchase of new vehicles to replace all old vehicles by government departments. So government departments, which till now had a ban on them, that they can't buy vehicles even to replace the old ones, will now be actively told to please replace your old ones. Please replace your old one, go buy new vehicles, bring them on. So the inventory to that extent will be, first we start the charity at home. We shall buy all the vehicles which we need to replace those vehicles which are with us. So money will go into the car manufacturers' hands, and therefore I hope after that the component manufacturers will also get paid for all the supplies that they've made. So that's an important point I want to draw your attention to for boosting demand. The next one in that, again to boost demand, government will consider various measures including a scrappage policy. I would have really gone ahead with introducing the benefits which can come out of a scrappage policy, but only because we need to create the necessary infrastructure for it. Scrappage means you're giving your old vehicles, getting a coupon if necessary for it, then going and buying a new vehicle, provided the old vehicle can be completely broken down, its value be removed in bits and pieces, and to that extent the actual scrappage value can be given to the person who's giving the car for scrap and then moving to buy a new vehicle. But because we still don't have the infrastructure for dealing with scrap vehicles, we are holding on, but we shall hopefully come with a scrappage for policy sooner, so that road unworthy vehicles or old vehicles can all be sent not to be recycled again, creating greater pollution problem, but to be completely scrapped. And the money for scrapped vehicles be obtained in the form of some coupons, and new vehicles can be bought. So scrappage policy is something we'll work on, come back to you, simultaneously creating the infrastructure for it so that a policy of that nature can be completely effectively implemented.